What's up, YouTube? This is 116 Brothers, and I'm going to be taking you on a tour of the best web browsers out there. And so I'm going to start with, these are the top 5, and I'm going to start with Opera. Now, Opera is, I'd never heard of them until a couple months ago, I guess. And it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice web experience. It went with the Google search bar right here instead of just going with one bar, which I don't really like, but it's okay. And it'll load the last web page you were on, which is kind of a neat feature. And when you open a new tab, this is what kind of the interface you get, and I think it goes with your top sites here. So I have not used this all that much, but enough to know what is going on. So then you can put what you want to go for, but I will not. And it kind of has a kind of a Firefox look to it, and you can see right here it just like Firefox a little bit, because it says Firefox up there, as this one says O, just some different stuff. And go ahead and go to the home page. This is pretty fast, and you can see, I don't know if you can see right here. Try to refresh it. Go. It shows you how fast it's actually going and what it's done so far. And I kind of like that, I guess. And it's, I guess to each his own. And it doesn't do the thing where it says, are you closing more than one tab? Which I like when it does that, because sometimes I don't know if I have that tab that is vital to human life, is open, and I'm closing it. So I like having the multiple tabs. When you close it, it tells you. Now, Safari is a great experience overall, but the two things that Opera and Safari has going against them is that on Windows anyway, they're not supporting Netflix playing, and that is a negative for me, so that makes me not even like them. But they're both very fast, and this is kind of a cool thing. It shows you your top sites, and then if you go to history, it kind of gives you an iPad look to, or iTunes look to it, sorry. And it's very cool. I like the bookmarks, how they're very kind of smallish. And it shows you popular websites, and then the news is right here too. And it's very simplistic, which Apple seems to always go for, which I like that. I like how it's very simplistic. I don't see a home button here. I don't. They kind of got rid of that, I guess. So, it's alright. And then you can see the bookmarks are right there in an iTunes view. So we'll go ahead and get out of Safari. And Google Chrome. Google Chrome is growing hugely. This is a theme I downloaded from Google Chrome. And it's a very nice web experience as well. And it does support Netflix. So, it's a good web browser. It's very fast. So, if you're going to go to CNET, which sometimes takes a minute to load, not a whole minute, but longer than expected. It gets it done pretty fast, and I think Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, and Firefox are going to be your top 3 for what the top 3 web browsers out there. I think they're the best to go for. I think they're the best out there in terms of fastness and stability. Google Chrome is pretty stable overall. Sometimes it'll crash. I like the download box. It kind of comes down here, and I like that. I think it's a nice. Internet Explorer also has that, and it's pretty nice. And Internet Explorer is way nice, but the stability is an issue for me. It's not insanely stable, so it just kind of takes out of the whole. It's not nearly as stable as Firefox. Firefox is like, wow, this is the best web browser ever made, and it is. Firefox is definitely, I think, the top dog here. But Internet Explorer, I used to hate Internet Explorer, and then IE9 came out, and I really like it. It's, it has the drag tabs, so you can grab it to the side or drag it to the taskbar actually, and it'll be on your taskbar and it'll stick there. And that's kind of a cool little thing. And then you can tell when you're in it because there's a little Google button and it acts as your home button, and it gets rid of the home button over here. So kind of a neat feature, I guess. And then Firefox, it never ceases to amaze me. It's a nice web browser, to say the least. It's more like a brilliant web browser. It's really, really fun to use. And here's an app tab that I pinned earlier. You can pin Bing. It's an app tab. Just right click on it and pin as an app tab, and it'll go over here and it'll remain up there. So it's just like a tab basically, but it's smaller. And if you're going to have, 20 to 25 tabs open, that's really handy because, you say you're expecting an important email and, you've got to have it. And so there it is. Firefox is very simplistic, and if you don't like the tabs on top, as with Internet Explorer, as I didn't mention this, you can move them to the bottom, and just by right-clicking here, and they'll move to the bottom. I don't like that, so I like them on top. So, this has I believe it can do that. Oh, no, you have to do that, is like that. And then it also has tab groups, which if you have a ton of apps, or tabs open, excuse me, it will let you load them, or actually not load them, excuse me, sorry. You can group them together, I think. So, I'm not sure if it works with just two apps, or two tabs open, but then you can exit them from there and name them, so you can have several of those going on right there. So overall, I think Firefox takes the cake by a huge margin. It's just, as I said, brilliant is what comes to mind when I think of Firefox 4. It's really a very nice web experience. You can also bring personas to it. This is just the base, which I kind of like, but you can also get personas, which just give it like a background image up here. And I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. That's what it looks like with when all white there. So for a second, let's go like this, and it won't load. There it is. So if you wanted to have that all the time on your web browser, you can do that too. As like Google Chrome, you can do that. So, I think I'll just probably stick with the main theme for a minute, but I do really, really like this web browser. And if you're a Firefox hater, I would say go with Internet Explorer. I think it's the next best. And if you don't like Internet Explorer and you want a little more stability, go with Google Chrome. And if you don't like Google Chrome, you can also go with Safari or Opera. So thank you, YouTube. Comment and like this video, and send it to your friends or whatever. And this is 116 Brothers, and out.